So apparently this person who used to work for Meat Canyon, I guess, just got fired. She did a video about her experience working for Meat Canyon. So we're gonna take a look at this and see if her complaints are valid or if she's just experiencing some sour grapes. I usually get a bad impression from people who immediately talk about situations right after they happen, especially when it's like employment. I usually get kind of a bad feeling. Looks like she's got a big channel though. She's like a brony channel. 1 million subs. I'm seeing a lot of ponies.
Don't.
Okay, so I think we know the kind of content we're getting into here. Le random XD humor. But you know what? I'm not gonna let that discount what she has to say. Let's see what she has to say.
Pretty vague, because I'm like not sure like if I want to try to burn bridges or this or that. But you know, at the end of the day, it was kind of like I went through it. Yeah, I was an editor from like August to the start of December. So that was like a short,
What is this music?
what, 3
Why is this weird
month
music on her
period?
thing?
Around 3 months.
1.5. I'm talking too
Yeah, no,
slow.
I learned so much about editing during that time because I hadn't really edited with that consistency since I had done YouTube for my own career. So I learned a lot. I was really able to refine my craft. But it's just been a very difficult couple months, I want to say.
She's
trying
got
to
her
figure out how
polar
to, like,
seltzer.
phrase
That's how you
this, 'cause
know.
like again, I'm not really afraid of retaliation.
That's how you know
if
it's
the meat crew
like
wants to send their fucking
serious,
army,
dude.
they're more than
Because she needs to have the drink. She needs to have her little fizzy drink to calm her down. Just like I got my Zen.
welcome. They can come destroy me. They can come pound my little bussy. I don't care. My
What?
bussy, my brie, my bussy.
What are you
And I'm not
talking
trying to say
about?
either that like I was a perfect employee, because I mean I obviously had a few faults, quite a few faults this past. Like I want to say October, November, it was really perpetuated, and some of it was like a sobriety issue, and I don't really want to go into details with it because it kind of.
She's like addicted to Zans and she's editing videos. I don't understand why the need to even make this video and talk about it. Like, does it really need to be out there? It's like a professional relationship you have with someone behind the scenes. Does it need to be in a video, really? I just don't really see why that would be necessary.
Came on from like really things that happened, and I fell off the wagon, and I tried to like do my best to hide it, but you know I would sleep in like really late, and so then they were getting videos really but I had only ever missed one deadline prior to being fired. When I was first hired, again I don't know how much detail I should go into, but I just want to talk about it because I can't really afford therapy. So y'all, we're doing a group therapy session where I'm the only one talking.
You have 1 million subscribers, you can't afford therapy? Where's your money going? How many total channel views does this person have? 340 million channel views. I mean, she's in like a decently nice apartment. What is her monthly? I guess she hasn't been posting, but she should be able to afford therapy. I don't understand this. Okay, so she's not getting a lot of views this month. I guess just because she's been editing for Meat Canyon. But if she has, I mean, she has 1 million subs. Where did all the money from these videos go? Did they all get copyright claimed or something? No. I'm just really perplexed why they are broke and can't afford therapy. I don't even know how much does therapy cost? Median therapy price per state. Is this per visit? So you usually have one weekly, right? Per session, and you usually have a session once a week, right? So high end 200, low end 130. So I mean, we can just go in the middle. We'll do 170. 170 times 4, 680 a month. I mean, that is expensive, but I mean, if you have like an adult paying job where you're making, you know, upwards of $6,000-7,000 a month, you should be able to afford like 2 therapy sessions a month. No, I mean, I just don't understand. I guess I mean they could be making way more money than they're making, so I don't understand why they're broke. I guess it's tough for me to analyze other people's finances sometimes, but I know I mean I could easily afford therapy. Anywhere from $75 to $200 per session, depending on insurance. Maybe they don't have insurance. If she really was paid as little as she's claiming, she could have gotten Medicaid easy. Is Medicaid therapy good or no? I guess it's just, or with Medicaid, is it just that you're on Medicaid and then you can just get whatever therapy you want and the state will pay for it? 30 per if you have insurance. Depending on how messed up you are, you can go for more than once a week. I feel like I mean, they should have been able to afford once a week. I really don't get it. I don't totally understand. Who is popping meat? Is it Meat Canyon? Yeah, so Meat Canyon for context, is the guy who does the funny animations or whatever. The ones you probably know him for are the ones about like XQC, stuff like that. He kind of animates people in a really weird, creepy way.
Well, he's a rapper. What are you doing, man?
Please stop!
Hey, get off my girl! Don't touch her, bro! Let's go!
So, I mean, you kind of get the idea. His videos are pretty funny, but he's got a few channels. The other one is Papa Meat, which is the sort of commentary channel. He also does like movie reviews. Pretty successful dude, but I guess this person was working for him for quite some time and she decided to make like an exposed video about him. Or maybe not an exposed video, just suspended account. A video talking about her experience with working for him, which once again, I don't totally get why that was even necessary in the first place, but physics and computer science undergrad, so I was a YouTuber, casual air conditioning enjoyer. I feel like if they have a job, I feel like they should be able to afford 7 weeks ago, I love this job so much. Flattering. I feel like they should be able to afford therapy. I don't know. I don't totally get it.
Yeah, so I started this semester of school off in like August, and I kind of got like the confirmation within my first week of school, like, hey, yeah, like we're bringing you aboard to edit. Here's your first video. So I edited his adult baby reaction video, and from the meetings that we had discussed after that, it seemed kind of like, you know, he didn't want this like work to be getting in the way of my school. He kind of made it seem like he was very lenient. And I also had a lead editor who you've probably maybe seen.
Yeah, dude, stop.
In his videos called his name is Nick, and he's kind of the head guy I would mostly just talk to because I know that, you know, Hunter, Mr. Meat, Papa Meat, can be busy a lot, especially with like animating stuff. What's up, Nick Tonius? Sorry, I saw you in here. I meant to say hi. Also hi, Nia. Also hi, Ellie. Hi, love you. Oh, what's up, Zaid? Eat the baby. Thank you so much. No worries, Zaid. I'm just happy you popped in. I love seeing you run. Yeah, so he made it seem like, you know, we don't want to stress you out. Like, just let us know, like, you know, what's happening in a given week. You know, we don't want to, like, torture you with work and everything. And it seemed like a pretty good deal. And everyone was really, really nice for, like, the first couple months. But then we got to the Goosebumps video. And there is a lot leading up to this sort of first not great interaction that I had with them. So the video is going up Saturday, just to give you guys an idea. So, you know, here's Saturday over here. And this is the Sunday here. And I'm being told, hey, we're sending you footage tomorrow. So I'm getting footage for the Goosebumps video. I might have done it that day or the next.
Trippy Geki, thank you for the dono. No comment on that one.
Maybe even the day before, but I'm pretty sure it was on Sunday.
I can't talk to people's appearances.
But that Sunday was also my birthday. Yeah, that's correct. So that Sunday was my birthday, and I had gotten roofied at a concert that we had gone to for my birthday. So I had a really, really rough, like, recovery from that. Because I mean, someone, like, they went nuts. Like, drug, whatever they slipped into my drink, like, it messed me up really bad, and like, we were this close to going to the hospital. But according to, you know, the medics, it seemed like we were okay. We came home and did a lot of puking, a lot of drinking water, and I eventually recovered. But obviously, as you can imagine, you know, a day after being
according to what? Oh, the medics.
roofied, you're not feeling.
I thought they said memetics as in the guy that is like banging Melina right now, but I think I'm wrong.
I think actually that week I was editing Blueface, if I'm correct. It was like this Blueface video. No, I had done that before. This is the Goosebumps video. Okay. And so I'm talking with him about stuff, and I was supposed to be editing this wedding video. I had written up a document about weird weddings, and generally they would say, like, hey, if you wrote the document, you'll also be editing the video because you know the source material. So I was really looking forward to it, and I got super prepared to edit this wedding video. And then last minute, on the day like I'm recovering, they're like, hey, we're handing this video off to somebody else because we need it actually on Monday. We want to upload it actually on Wednesday or something. And I was like, I can still edit it for Wednesday. Like, I'll be up kind of late, but like I'll take the extra pay. But they ended up just handing it off anyway, and that was kind of and so I think
they just assumed that you weren't going to be able to get the work done because you were going through a medical issue. I'm curious if Meat Canyon was doing like actual W-2 employment or if this was W-9 contracting. I always do W-9 for my guys. I don't have any employees, but yeah, I'm very curious about that. Once again, this is just kind of like, oh, you didn't get to edit the video, you didn't get paid that one time. Why is this being talked about publicly? OMG, that's so horrible. OMG, that's so, yeah, is it that horrible?
I lost my temper a little bit, and I wouldn't say it was anything extraordinary. I wasn't like, bah, 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 screw you, but I was just like, well, whatever video I'm editing next better not be stupid like the fucking Blueface video. It was something like that. And again, I was not in like a mindset at all. Like maybe I couldn't have edited the wedding video, I don't know, but I was still like, social wise, I could like hardly function. And obviously the next couple of days.
Well, from that perspective, they probably just assumed that you were too fucked up to edit the video, which I mean probably makes sense if you admit that you're having outbursts and you're getting angry with your employer or, you know, contractor. It doesn't really make sense to get upset about that, to me. She's used so many words to say virtually nothing. I mean, yeah.
Things got a lot better. But he hands me I don't know if you saw what's up, Nick?
This is very just like my feelings are hurt because of things that happened to me outside of Meat Canyon. I feel bad for her for getting roofied, but I just don't understand why this is pertinent at all to this issue.
Oh yeah, no, then this is like back October 8th. That's my birthday, and that's when I got drugged. So you know, I'm doing just fine right now. But then let's see, after that, what am I? So from there we go on to I'm getting handed this Goosebumps video. I don't know if that's the exact timeline, but I want to say pretty confidently that is. Let me just go double check real quick because I don't want to get the facts wrong. Them's is the facts. Thank you so much, Cosmic Key, for whoa, that's generous as hell.
Sending this through Streamlabs so YouTube doesn't hold it hostage for like a month.
Thank you so much, Keyframe.
It's been a while since we've talked, but you are a wonderful lady and you deserve so much better than life throws at you. If you need anything, I am here.
Yeah, I seem to just one of the constants in a lot of these situations is me. It's almost like I put myself in bad situations, and I think
it's almost that way. Almost.
We need to look at that psychologically. Maybe let's have a look at that. But until then, yeah, it's been kind of But thank you so much for the generosity. I also did want to mention that if you guys do want to donate, do it through Streamlabs. I get access to the funds a lot faster to pay off some debt and bills. And literally, I'm just surviving right now. I'm not trying to do a pity.
Why is this person's... They are doing a bit of a pity party. Why are they so down bad monetarily? Really sucks you went through this. Hope you have saved the chat logs. People tend to delete private messages out of panic. What actually did they do? Why is nobody here saying anything substantive? Someone just summarize for me what happened and I'll investigate if it's interesting. Bad people hire a good person, do bad stuff, gets angry for their own miscalculations, and get angry at their hire for doing something they could have avoided. Papa Meat hired them long ago. They do good work until Ooga Booga Caveman computer crashes and Breezy can't do shit to recover the work they had done, and they've been overworked, and in the end they got replaced with a younger, less experienced editor and got paid hush money to not talk about the situation. The way this is framed is so disingenuous, though. I'll make a few predictions here based on this comment. I don't know. I mean, they may or may not be real. Papa Meat hired them long ago. They do good work until Ooga Booga Caveman computer crashes. Okay, if your computer crashes when you can't do the work, like, obviously Papa Meat is running a business. He needs someone to edit it. They can't recover the work they had done. Well, that sucks, and I feel bad for them, but, like, do you expect people to just make every excuse for you when bad things happen? Like, if one of my editors, if they mess up the work or it's too late, like, that sucks. I'm gonna feel kind of bad for them, but I need work to get done. I need videos to get out. I'm running a business. Things are, especially on YouTube, things are so timely with trending topics and need things to get out. I'm gonna have someone else do that work, and they might get paid for that over the other person. You know, that's just how it is. They've been overworked. Well, if you're overworked, then just don't edit for them in the first place. Get a different job if you feel you're being overworked. If they have video editing, which I know is super taxing and mentally draining, if that's too much, then just do something else. Get a different job. They got replaced with a younger, less experienced editor. Paid hush money. Did they sign an NDA or did they just give her like a severance package to be nice? Like, and if they did give them a bunch of money, why are they even talking about it? I don't understand. Translate this Russian to English. Why'd it only last an hour? It's somehow disrespectful to the fans. I don't know what that means even.
Obviously, like, we're all surviving, so it's just really odd to be in this position after having been fired so suddenly. But yeah, no, Streamlabs, I get a higher percentage of what you donate. So unless you want YouTube to have 30% of your donation,
I want them to have
Streamlabs
it.
only takes like 3% or something. So
Donate to me through
Good idea.
YouTube. I want them to have it.
Okay,
Thank you, YouTube, for being the goats.
it was the one after Blueface, I'm pretty sure. Sniper Wolf, Weird Weddings. Where's the Weird Weddings one?
I'm the type of guy to do one of the worst, most evil things of all time, but still be a good little guy at heart. What does that even mean? What have I done that's one of the worst and most evil things? Funny comment, but what does that mean? What does that mean?
There we go. So
Newly out trans girl, you're honestly a huge inspiration for me. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Really hope you're okay. Much love.
thank you. Yeah, no, I hope, your journey is not as bumpy. But it'll also obviously come with its own trials and strife. So best of luck to you. Wow. Okay, very generous donations here. Jesus Christ.
Been watching you since.
Joe says,
Consider this a late Christmas gift. You've always put a smile on my face, and I wish you the best in 2024.
"Thank you, Joe. That was really kind. I also just love how your name is just Joe. Just it pops up. It's just Joe. Hey, Joe donated.
Are we gonna...
I either edited the Tinder one.
There's so much fluff here, man. There's so much. This needs to be way more organized.
No, yeah. So they handed me this cannibal one, that sort of like Japanese cannibal guy, which I actually personally don't like knowing about the serial killers themselves. I'm not the type of person who indulges in making these people like a celebrity. I like learning about like the psychology and
So I
like
guess
the
she edited
circumstances
this
of the event
video.
and how what was done to catch them and what.
She looks like a companion
mistakes.
character. Okay, guys,
Thank you.
stop,
Thank you so much for the donation.
with the intrinsic
It
attributes.
always goes in phases. It'll be better eventually. That's also why I just haven't been around. I'm just so fucking depressed. So yeah. The Japanese cannibal one I edited, but then I deleted like all the source content for it afterwards because again I don't really like looking at the people. I like looking at like how they caught them and what mistakes did they make to get them caught because I like doing investigative stuff. So it's cool to.
And the video's edited nicely, I guess. I do like it.
To the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Now it is criminal. We are in the second week of October and we haven't done any spooky stuff yet. Well, I'm gonna start off our spooky month with a horrendously true tale about a cannibal who never spent a day in prison and only just
I
recently
also like the set. I think it's green screen, but I
died
do like
last
it.
year, I think, or 2 years ago. Issei Sagawa, the Kobe cannibal.
I mean, it's nicely edited.
Just throwing this out there. We were talking.
To watch other like detectives and investigators.
Once again, I
and
just
sort
don't
of,
totally understand why this
you
video
know,
is
mentally and physically make notes of.
existing right now in front of my eyes.
So,
yet.
After that, I had a Goosebumps video to edit. The Goosebumps video would go up the following Saturday. And they tried to do me.
Do you think someone's gonna hire you again after you do this? After the last guy who edited for you, or sorry, the last guy who paid you to edit, like you just go out and talk him after you don't do the work and he thinks it's time for you to go? Yeah, hire her. Yeah, good idea, bro.
Which I declined, and so here we are.
All go wrong.
What's the exact state? Yeah, so that one was after my birthday. I struggled to kind of get that one, but it wasn't late. Even though I'm like coming back to earth from having been drugged, like roofied, it wasn't late still. Like I got it to them on time and everything. And then the following week,
Proud of you.
I'm still recovering from this, and a lot has kind of happened since this, because it's difficult to get kind of your life back to exactly normal after.
I don't care.
So,
Talk about Me Canyon.
There are just things going in the background, like checks that I have to do, medical and whatnot.
Talk about Me Canyon.
Some other stuff going on in the family. I think that a funeral was being held that week for one family member, which I didn't personally go to because I wasn't like that close to the person, but I had to do some stuff for my parents.
The constant music changes are giving me a headache.
that same week, my childhood dog passed away. I don't know if any of you who remember any super old videos, if you remember Jazzy, she passed away that week right after the 13th of October. I think it was the 16th is when she passed away. No, I don't condone harassing anybody. I just want to say what happened, and I just want to get it out of my system because I really feel like I got screwed over.
All right.
And the whole thing is very suspicious.
Let's see how suspicious.
So Jazzy passed away, and it was just a rough week. So and they want this Goosebumps video to be like 30 to 40 minutes long. I get it to like 29 minutes on the cut, and I'm going as fast as I can. And Thursday night, me and the head editor, we are literally up all night editing this video. Like I'm editing it from like noon on Wednesday all the way till 9 a.m. noon on Thursday all the way to 9 a.m. like Friday. And I'm like, dude, I need sleep. I'm literally sick because my immune system was like messed up from that. So I caught a cold that week. I remember that now. So not only was I sick, childhood dog had passed away. So I'm helping my parents with stuff and like trying to comfort the family and going through my own little bit of grief. I know it's a dog, but still, like, dogs are family. And we end up like, he comes to me and he's like, hey, like, this is really disappointing that it's taking this long. And I try to explain the circumstances. And this is Papa me talking to me, a hunter. And he's like, I know, I'm just really frustrated that, you know, we set a due date. Like we gave you all of this stuff and it's not done. Like, I don't, like, just communicate with us. Like, what could have we done to help? And I was like, I don't know. Like, this is all kind of developing this week. But they kind of sort of let it go at that point.
Okay, so once again, this is just like a big video talking about her feelings and like how she like got sick or something and her dog dies, or she's sad. And I mean, I feel bad for her for that. Okay, I don't really feel that bad for her for that, but that does suck for her. I don't know her. I don't really feel bad for her. But the thing with that is when you're running a business, obviously people need to get things done on time. And if he gave you a due date for like when things need to be done, if you were getting through the edit and you were realizing you're probably not going to have it done on time, then you probably should have just told him that instead of stringing him along. Like, this is a communication error. I don't blame Papa Meat at all. Literally at all. He did not do anything wrong. When you're running a business and you need to get things done in a timely manner, I understand that people have personal problems, but the business itself needs to keep running. And if you're not getting the work done, then obviously someone's going to be frustrated with that, regardless of what happened, you know? Why is nothing her fault? It's just like man, this is constantly the thing, man.
But I stopped hearing from Hunter entirely. They had like purposely now, like, Nick had taken over all communication. And so like I couldn't, when I was first hired, like, Hunter would love just kind of like having chats with me and normal conversation. And I'm a talkative person, so I send long messages, and I know some people just aren't like that. But he would still just kind of like, he'd share music and with me. Like, we would kind of just like, you know, haha, funny workplace acquaintance type of relationship. Like, but after I had missed a deadline because of all this bullshit, I don't hear from him anymore at all. I have to go through Nick to do all the talking. I sometimes send him brief messages here and there, but there's no like trying to start a conversation or make me feel part of the team.
He's not my friend anymore. Was he obligated to be your friend? Once again, I just don't understand why this is a video in the first place. Like, is he obligated to be your friend? Is that what you're saying? Like, he wasn't nice to you. He didn't respond to you sending him weird hyperpop edits for a little bit. Like, he didn't like the new Glorb song you sent him. Why is this even here? I don't care. Who cares? Jesus, get to the point, man.
In this team, it's not like you're part of a team. You're more just kind of the person that they dump a bunch of shit on and they expect.
Thanks for the dono, baby Prime.
Final product. It's a client, you know, whatever. I'm a contractor. I'm not complaining that much. It's just like editing's a very isolating job because you can't be in a call while you do it. You have to hear all the audio. You can't like be texting people a lot while you do it because you have to be very focused on the visuals. So it gets really isolating and you start to feel like you're super alone. And that was really starting to mess with my work ethic as well. Alongside, you know, a sobriety issue, depression, the things that I had gone through on my birthday, and then the week following with the dog passing away. So it's just kind of this recipe for disaster here. I don't know why when bad stuff happens, it all happens at once. Thank you so much, Derpy Noodles, for donating. And they said,
You're my trans icon hero.
I'll take it. I don't know what I did. I'm like the most miserable person I know.
See you again,
I'm
break.
so sad all the time.
Twitter suspended.
Because I made fun of Elon Musk and I started tweeting out his jet location because it was funny. And then I got suspended. Okay, so that happened.
Why are you tweeting out someone's plane coordinates? I feel like that's not cool. Probably deserve that suspension, to be honest. I'm not for deplatforming, but if you're tweeting out someone's like literal IRL docs at any point in time, is it because you made fun of him or because you posted where his private jet was? Like, I'm no Elon Musk stan, but I don't think you have to be a stan to realize that posting someone's jet location is probably not nice or good, regardless of who that person is, unless they're in the process of committing a crime, which I doubt Elon was at that point in time.
And then the following weeks, you know, I'm cutting a little close, but I still don't miss a deadline at all. And now they're starting to dump longer footage on me. So now instead of getting like 30-minute clips or 30-minute recordings that I'm supposed to edit together, because when I was first hired, they said, we want the videos to be around 15.
This person doesn't understand how work ethic works. I mean, they had a bunch of bad things happen to them at once. They were sick, dog died, they're depressed, they got roofied. I mean, all that sucks. Definitely, and I understand that, but like, this is just not Meat Canyon's problem. He's your boss, or I guess he's your contractor, probably in this case. He's not your best friend, you know? Like, it's not his job to be your therapist and be your emotional support, whatever.
Easy. I could hit the 15 mark, like, after, like, a month of practice, I was easy to hit that. Usually ended up bringing around 13 sometimes, just because of, you know, what we had to cut out and, like, ads and stuff. But then, like, I also saw this, like, personality shift in the recordings, too. You know, this kind of weird invincibility complex that YouTubers start to get. And I've been in the industry for a very, very long time. Longer than these little babies have. All right, I have been around all the big names up until, like, 2017. So...
Oh, you're cool.
I know how these people are, and I can kind of see see when they start to do that sort of turn to the, wait a minute, I can do whatever I want. And that scares me. I hate that. I almost got that myself when I was kind of in my peak, but I didn't because I was going through a transition at the time. And
What is this person even talking about? Invincibility Complex? And how does that show through in the edits? From making videos about Are You Afraid of the Dark and Taylor Swift hate and Lethal Company with Wendigoon? Like what are you even talking about? What are you talking about truly? What does any of this mean? I don't understand. I don't understand and I won't understand. Are these thumbnails AI, by the way, or are they thumbnail design? Oh, apparently someone actually makes them. Damn. Followed. Personality shift. Invincibility complex. So now we're just going for the throat. It's really just like insane, or not insane, inane character attacks on this guy because you got fired from your job for not working.
As we're going along, my videos are consistently successful, pretty well viewed, and I know how much money YouTubers make. I can look at channel statistics and understand what they're getting paid. And I will absolutely tell you guys exactly what YouTubers are making and a little formula you can follow to figure it out. So stay tuned.
Why aren't you
for
making
that.
more money
But until
then?
that point, I want to say that I know that they know that I'm aware because I was a YouTuber once, and I know that I'm an editor, but I'm still only taking home probably like a 12th of the profits that they get from a video. And that's fine with me. I don't really give a shit. Just as long as I'm being paid to live comfortably, which I wasn't, I was still scraping by because they were paying me. They had promised me initially, oh, here's another thing. They promised me initially to do one document for like writing, and the documents they would pay $150 per. So I would write one of those, and then I would edit one video a week.
Hey there, glad to see you still kicking about.
They say they're not upset about the pay, but they clearly are upset about the pay. And also, like, just get a different job then. If you want a higher paying job, go work for someone else. You're not entitled to pay. If you offered a certain amount of money and you're getting paid a certain amount of money, like, why do you feel like you need more from that particular guy? Just get an editing job somewhere else, edit for someone else. Literally just edit, or just get a different job. Like, wait, does this person have a degree? Physics and computer science undergrad. Go code websites or something, or code video games. Like, get a real job that you use your resume for. Why are you? Breezy slander will not be accepted. It's like blaming a construction worker for not having built a shed when they gave them a deadline and enough siblings for a hammer and 4 nails. No, it's more like blaming a YouTube editor for not meeting a deadline when you gave them all the materials they needed, and because they had some bad life events happen, they didn't meet it or something. And maybe they're being a little lazy. I don't really know every detail, but I just totally, I'm totally not seeing why this video even needed to exist. Why? Thank you, Baby Prime, for the 5. You're my trans icon hero, Tom. Thank you, bro. I've been trying really hard for that. You donated twice, Baby Prime. Thank you so much, buddy. Epic Kitten, my husband and I enjoy your videos. You always find a way to make us laugh. As a hat enjoyer, compliment your hat. Happy New Year. Thank you. I got a new Wage War hat coming. It's pretty swag. Vegan Gains, this is the type of woman who's used to getting a lot of attention. When she doesn't get it, she feels attacked. It seems that way. Vegan Gains. We're gonna get deeper into it, but it definitely seems that way. Tom's the type of guy who motivates me to go to the gym. Thanks for everything you do. Keep going. Thanks, bro. Definitely go to the gym. Thank you for the 10, DJ. I will.
While now, probably since 2015 or so, I'd say, and probably not the only one you've helped make trans law. Sorry to hear you had this rough.
Yeah, I made them, yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks for the generosity. I'm glad I could help out, but being an idiot. So, yeah, now I have the brush right here.
Why the constant, like, self-deprecation? I'm an idiot. I suck. I'm dumb. I'm depressed. Like, just, dude, this person needs to get their swag checked. Get your swag up, bro. Get your swag up. Get jacked or something, maybe. I don't know. Turn your swag up. I get self-deprecating jokes are funny sometimes, but when it's just constant, incessant so much, like it starts to grate on me. I don't find it particularly funny. I just like when someone is like that, it's like, oh, I don't want to be around you anymore. The one person that I knew recently, like last year, who was constantly making self-deprecating jokes, turned out to be kind of psychotic. So be careful around those people. That's all I'm saying. Bad Luck Brooks, thank you for the 5, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, so let's move on. I was initially promised a certain amount of money per month, and I was basically getting paid $1,000 less than that because they weren't assigning me enough like stuff. And later, it's explained to me that like, hey, like because you missed that one deadline, that one single deadline on the video that was supposed to be like half an hour long with JonTron level quality of production. I don't know if you guys saw the Goosebumps video. That video is insane. Like the fact that we put that together in 3 days. It takes JonTron like what, weeks to put together a video of that quality. So we were going. And to get this sort of criticism, I was like, okay, like whatever. He's just the boss pulling the money, kind of pulling the strings here. I'm just gonna let it go.
I mean, okay, first of all, if she was promised more money than she ended up getting, that sucks. But you should always expect that when you're not signing a contract, you may end up getting less money than before or than you were promised. So you should prepare for that. And this is just an adult thing. If you're promised money and it's not in a contract, or you're not seeing consistent paychecks in that regard, figure out another source of income. That is the first thing. Secondly, obviously when you miss a deadline, they're going to want to give you less work because they don't have an expectation that you're going to meet things, especially especially if there's other editors on the team who are doing the work properly and meeting expectations, obviously they're going to go for them instead of you because they're running a business. YouTube is kind of a fast business. Things can be very finicky. Things can be very, what's the word for it? Fickle. Things can be very fickle on YouTube with getting things out on time. And so when they want to get videos out on time and you're not meeting that deadline, obviously they might pick someone else who is meeting that deadline. And it seems like in this case, you're the person who didn't meet a deadline. I know you say it was due to unfortunate circumstances, and that's fair. But these things also can get better with time. If you meet deadlines consistently in the future, then they're probably going to eventually see you as someone who doesn't miss deadlines because maybe you missed that one deadline 5 months ago, but you've been consistently meeting deadlines for 5 months. Since then, they're going to want to hire you more. They're going to give you more work, and you're going to be, in the core team as opposed to someone that's being given projects now and then. But I don't really see an issue with them giving you less work if you didn't meet a deadline, regardless of what the reason was. Obviously, when you're running a business, like, it's money in, money out. Meat Canyon's expensing however much he is a month to pay contractors. He's making however much he is from getting paid from those videos, from the effort he puts in and his brand and people clicking on it, his personality. You would not be getting paid as a person if not for him in this particular transaction. And therefore, if you're not meeting those deadlines, he has every right to give you less work. He just does.
But I know how much they're making, and eventually I want to make more, at least from editing, if you're not going to pay me for documents. And he tries to pull the whole but I really can't afford it at the moment. And I'm like, I know this is bullshit. Now, the thing that kind of made me an issue.
Okay, do you know this is bullshit? Doesn't Meat Canyon, when you're making these animated videos, which are definitely expensive to make just because of the quality of the videos and the fact that they're putting out these fully animated things relatively consistently. Obviously, it might be quite a bit of money to run operations, and so obviously he wants to take home a considerable amount of money at the end of the day. This Sam Sulek one is really funny, by the way. But, once again, it's just expenses in, expenses out. Is he expected to fork over more of his cut to pay you if he could get someone else to replace you easily? Obviously, he's not going to want to do that. This isn't like a workers' comp, or sorry, this isn't a co-op. This is a business. This is a business they're running. And so when you're running a business, you need to just try to, the way you make more money is decrease expenses, maximize profits. And if you're part of them not being able to maximize profits, they're going to want to cut you out of that equation. And you can complain about that all you want, but that's just business. And if you don't want to be involved in businesses, then go be homeless, I guess, or something. I don't know. Very, very entitled.
Having a meeting was the Taylor Swift video, or one of the Swiftie videos. I edited both of his Swiftie videos. I don't know if you guys saw the response one where he looks at all the tweets and he's kind of laughing about it. One, it's the #1 best performing video on the history of his channel as far as views to whatnot ratio within an amount of time. So it got 3 million views like that. So it's the best performing video. 2, it's the 5th most popular video on that channel. Now I want to here's the formula for you guys to kind of decipher how much YouTubers make from their views. If you go to Social Blade and you were to look at their views, what you can do is generally, if the video is around 10 minutes or more, I think around 20 minutes, they probably earn more. Just it really depends on the amount of mid-rolls that they add to the video. But in my case, and I usually just base it off of my channel, because it's what I know, and I know that it's literally the bare minimum. It's the safest bet to guess how much a YouTuber is making. But let's say a video has 3 million views. You would take that, essentially multiply it by 4 and then divide by 1,000. And that's how much money that someone's made from a video. And that does not include the sponsor for that video, which can be, for a channel that size, it could
multiply by 4, divide by 1,000 for a 10-minute video. So 3 million times 4, 12 million, 12 divided by 1,000, $12,000. Yeah, that might be accurate. Yeah, that's probably accurate, I would say.
It'd be anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, just depending. So if you take a look at this Taylor Swift video, that video alone, I guarantee you, made around $17,000. $17,000 for that one video because of mid-rolls, because of the sponsors, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. I don't know. I don't have access to that sort of information. And I would get paid $8.50 a video, which is not a bad rate. I'm okay with that. But I'm like, hey, this is really showing now, the quality of the work that I'm putting here. And I know a lot of it's the thumbnail and the clickbait title, but I'm still it's showing that your channel is going to grow. It's continuing to perform well. And I think that I'm still struggling to sustain my livelihood, and I'm spending all day editing these videos. So I think that if I'm going to be spending this much time keeping this quality, I'm going to need to be paid more. After I bring this up, I see they add another editor to the Discord. This is
okay. So it's once again, it hurts your feelings, I understand, but this is just basic business, dude. You feel you deserve more, there's someone else willing to do it for less, they're gonna get that person on, obviously. This is just, if someone else is willing to do the same work for less money, then clearly your work isn't as valuable as you thought it was, and clearly you're gonna get you're just gonna get replaced. For the record, I pay my editors quite a bit more than that, but if that's how Meat Canyon wants to do his whatever. Actually, do I pay them more than that? Hold on. Meat Canyon, Taylor Swift. Okay, so which video was it? It was this one, I assume. This is the response to Taylor Swift hate one. You got paid $8.50 for a 16-minute video. That's actually pretty good, actually. That's actually quite good.
And this is where I thought it went over the though, dude. I said, these dirty dogs of women said, you're on dudes for real, dog. I like Factor for its flexibility so much more.
This video is actually not, that's actually maybe overpaying for this. I mean, this is a relatively simple video. It's just, I mean, you've got this little preset background, you've got some jump cuts, you've got some music you added, you put some tweets up on the screen. It's actually not really that crazy.
Oh, baby, I have certainly kicked the beehive now.
Is that thing like the most intensive part of the video?
I just go on Twitter just to kind of see up, and I get this quote tweet, which is, I can't imagine being such a f***ing loser, which, you know, pretty funny. And what I like about this also,
I mean, I honestly don't think you deserve more money for that. You actually got paid quite well. You actually got paid very, very handsomely, I would say. So for context to break down for me what people get paid, for the main channel edits, those guys get paid for a 40-minute video, about $1,500 a video. And that, I mean, 40 is kind of short. It's probably more like $2,000 because the videos now are more long. But so that's what that is. And then for the second channel, the editors just take a straight 40% cut on this channel. So just to put that in perspective, this is pretty good pay, $8.50 for a 16-minute video, which is like it's not even a crazy edit. Like that's quite a bit. And you're complaining that like, oh, they made $17,000. And it's like, well, that may be the case, but I'm curious what this person's spending habits are like, by the way, but that's besides the point for now. You wouldn't even have the editing job without Meat Canyon. Nobody would watch this video. If I made it, way less people would watch it. It wouldn't make $17,000. If you made it, no one will watch it. If Vegan Gains made it, not as many people will watch it. If Shoe on Head made it, it would probably make less money even. Like people watch it because it's Meat Canyon and they like his personality. They want to see his reaction, his take, his jokes, his stupid face on the video. You know, his silly face in the thumbnail. That's what they want to see. And so it's just kind of ridiculous to me that you're demanding more money. Especially when he's not uploading a video every single day. I mean, these are relatively infrequent. How many monthly views is this guy getting? Hold on. Okay, 18 million views. So, I mean, the channel could be making, before all expenses, the channel could be making like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in that range, but yeah, I think that's probably, because the videos are shorter than mine. That's probably quite accurate. But even if that is the case, obviously, if every video is being edited, you skim a bunch off the top. There's taxes. There's him paying for the animators. I mean, that's pretty good pay for what you did. $8.50 is pretty good pay for a 16-minute video. That's actually that's quite generous, I would say. That's more than I expected him to be paying you.
This is going. I bring up my concerns. I say, hey, why is this editor here? One, are you guys planning on editing extra video? And the head editor, Nick, is telling me that, no, they're just here to provide some back-end support so that we can meet deadlines better. I didn't really buy it, but I'm like, okay, let's hope that I'm just preparing for the worst and we actually end up getting the best, as far as circumstances are concerned. Now,
how much labor hours would that even be? I mean, I can't imagine this video took more than a day. I think I could edit this video in like 5 hours.
To people, not
maybe.
Just saying would be doing, which apparently a random 50, he thinks I'm
even 5 hours is quite a bit for this video. This is a very simple edit.
Insult, and then also,
and I assume they already had all the tweets ready. You didn't have to research them, so. I mean, not like that's that hard. You just copy and paste the text into Twitter to find it, but he already had them all ready, so he definitely sent you a prep document. And the rest is just like, it's just straight up footage of him with some jump cuts. You put some clips in there. You put this background on, which is just a preset. That's a lot of money this person is.
So after this, also during that meeting now, where I'm talking to Nick first, I talked to Nick first, and then we ended up calling with Papa Me later. He has for some reason, he has a knack for asking to call when I'm drunk, or like when I was drunk. Well, I was kind of drunk often, but
I think you just have a knack for being drunk when people want to call you. Just being drunk in general, maybe. That's the real problem.
Because I'm trying to get back on the wagon, and I get a.
So you're an alcoholic. You're depressive. Like that's not a recipe for getting work done, really, is it? Or doing good work? I feel like.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of the timeline here. I have a meeting with Nick. During that meeting, I tell them, because I had been having issues with my computer. It had been progressively getting more and more unstable as time went on, and so I'm saying, hey, like, oh my goodness. All right, guys, I'm so sorry. I need to back up just a little bit. I hope that it's okay. Like you can kind of follow me with my ADHD. Like ricocheting.
Hardly, not really.
Go back just a couple seconds.
Honestly.
Or just a little bit from before when I said. So during this meeting with Nick, I'm told I was delivered this footage basically like before Thanksgiving. Before Thanksgiving,
Is this person drunk right now? Why not just make a video instead of stream this? This is so disorganized.
Was also told that the due date would be later because they expect people to take Thanksgiving, like days during Thanksgiving week off. which I did, which means I was still kind of cutting it close getting this video to them. Again, I was getting like 30 minutes worth of footage like a couple months before. Now they're handing me an hour plus. This one is an hour and 20 minutes of footage. And they want a
Okay, well then in that case, couldn't you just taken an extra day to work on it, or told them you don't think you could get the video edited? This again is like your responsibility to do this.
35-minute video. And this is Thanksgiving like holiday. So I'm like, all right, dude, I'm gonna do what I can, but we might just have to cut it a little bit short, which they started to really not like hearing that. But I also tell them, hey, like I have 18 minutes of polished footage. And just like to get you acquainted with the lingo that we would use on the team, polished just means that we've gone through revisions, we've gone through additions, and then, you know, the final cuts, and it's all footage that's ready to be uploaded. So I had essentially 18 out of 30 minutes of polished footage, and only 12 left, and I can usually stay up during the night and just get it done, grunk it out. But I mentioned during this meeting, I said, my computer's very unstable though, and I don't know what to do. And I keep blue screening, and it is in the past corrupted one of my projects, and this project is very, like, there's a lot of it done. And I have made a million different backups, but these blue screens are gonna fuck it up. And they say, sorry about that, I hope it gets better. And I'm like,
what are they supposed to do, dude? They're supposed to send you a new computer? Like, even with shipping, I mean, it takes days for a computer to get there. What do you expect to happen? Sorry, what do you expect, other than sorry, dude? Like, what else are you supposed to say? What else are you supposed to say realistically to an editor telling you your computer is breaking? If my editor messaged me said their computer's breaking, I'd be like, is the video going to be done? That's going to be my response, because we have a business relationship. I like all the people I work with. I'm friendly with them. I'm actually good buddies with some of them. But like, is the video going to be done? We're running a business here. I'm paying you to make me money. I make you money, you make me money. That's what a business transaction is. What do you expect? Thanks for the 5, Sam.
okay, well, I've told you guys, I've literally warned you, you know, like, so that you could either take the proper measures, you can hand it off to another editor, you could come help me. I don't know what's wrong with my computer. I'm literally.
What do you mean help you?
I made like 30 trips to Micro Center to go grab replacement parts. Nothing is fixing this thing. Lo and behold, the night before, or no, not even the night before, 3 p.m. the day before they need it for an upload, my computer blue screens and wipes out 12 of those 18 polished minutes. So I'm back down to like 6 polished minutes worth of footage, and I could not recover the rest. Even the backups, all the assurance I tried, no. Even the renders, the polished renders that I made, were corrupted for some reason. Like, corrupted so many things on my PC. I'm fucked. Like,
Get a new computer? I know they're saying they're hard for cash, but if it's your job, like, I don't know, go into debt to get a new computer if you need to get it done. Like,
it wouldn't even work with the Google Drive backups that I made. So I messaged them like, dude, it happened. Like, it erased all my footage. I also, again, a day before this, I had a meeting with Papa Mute and told him also about my computer issues, which was, again, ignored. And it also went into, like...
What do you mean ignored? What are you expecting them to do for you? Ignored? What are they supposed to say other than okay?
The topic where I'm trying to say, like, hey, pay me more because I need also money to fix my computer so I can continue doing that. I also was trying to be a little bit more responsible and say, hey, like, next, you know, after January, I'm gonna try to go back to school, so let's not send me as much footage, and I want to do one video every 2 weeks instead of one video every week, just so that they're not, like, I'm not over-promising and under-delivering. So then the day before...
Why are they only able to do a video every 2 weeks? How much do they work?
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. I
feel like these videos don't require that much editing.
Dude, nuts, seeds, and berries. These meals.
It's relatively simple. This shouldn't be taking you weeks to do.
What's weird too is the promotion of, like, it feels like you're also just modifying.
It shouldn't be taking you weeks to make that.
Before it crashes, kills all that polished footage, and there's no way that I can get this out on time. Especially because I'm doing computer repairs. And I kind of get it back into like a zombie state for brief moments, but I can't do it. And so I'm giving them all the resources, and I'm like, here's everything you need. Hand it off to somebody else to finish this video so that you can get it out on time. I'm even messaging the new editor, trying to get them assets, but they're ignoring me somehow for some reason. And basically, then I get an angry message from Nick. And he's just like, he's trying to guilt trip me for days about my computer crash. They're like, we gave you this footage before Thanksgiving. It's not done. This shouldn't be an issue at night now. I'm like, dude, it's out of my control in every conceivable way. My computer it blew.
The thing is, it's never out of your control in every conceivable way. Like, get a new computer. Figure it the out. Like, they're not paying you to talk about your problems. They're paying you to edit videos. So obviously they might have an issue with that. If you're not getting the work done, they might have an issue with it. And also, you already missed a deadline before this, like she said. Now she's about to miss another deadline. She hasn't been communicative from the start about the blue screening. She did at one point tell them about it as the edit was coming, but evidently she was still planning on finishing it for them, and then she wasn't able to, so she sends them the files. Obviously they're going to be mad about that. If she was aware days prior to having PC issues, I can't imagine why she'd wait until the deadline to be like, whoops, PC. I mean, yeah, exactly. Or just like from the start, if you know your computer's blue screening, just have someone else edit that video until you can get your computer fixed. It's pretty simple.
I don't even care if the video was finished. It would have erased it. This is not... I have pictures, I have videos of me trying to troubleshoot it. I have all the proof in the world showing, like, yes, my computer was having issues. And he's trying to, like, lose his temper at me now. And I'm like, no. I don't know if you guys have endured the stress of...
Do you know if the out-of-touch Slender stabbing video was made completely because of Slenderman Return to Rosswood Pack? Or was it just a full out-of-date random thing?
Probably an out-of-date random thing. I'm wildly disconnected from things sometimes. You'd be surprised. I don't know how I made it this long as a
Thank you, Sword and Scale, for becoming a member.
Actually, no, that's how I made it so long.
7, bro.
Yeah, so they refuse to help me get any sort of new parts, any new computer. They refuse to assist me with all that. I'm messaging him a couple days before, and I'm like, hey, do you have... Or like... sorry guys, I had to pop my neck off, and I don't know if you noticed.
Me
So I'm
too.
messaging him asking like, hey, like, can you at least help me edit then? To which he's like, I don't know, it's a busy week. We're supposed to be releasing a new tune or something. We're really busy, and I don't know if I can edit for you. And I'm like, okay, well, the last time you guys got mad at me, you said, hey, just communicate it clearly and just ask for help so that we can get this video out. So I'm asking for help, and now I'm getting scolded for asking for help. One, two, they're like literally like just freaking out at me when my computer blue screens. And as
This version is so insufferable, bro. This version is so insufferable. Okay, yeah, obviously they want you to communicate and ask for help if you can't get a video done, but that doesn't mean they're going to be happy with the fact that you're pushing the deadline off. I'm curious what went on behind the scenes that we're going to eventually find out about this if Papa Me decides to respond, because I have a feeling it's not as simple as she's saying. She reminds me a lot of what was that girl that exposed Quentin? You guys remember Flower Gothic Quentin. This girl that exposed Quentin, and then it turned out she was in love with him. I don't think this person is that crazy, but they're definitely just completely trying to absolve themselves of any responsibility.
Before we got the donation, I don't know if you've ever experienced the stress of troubleshooting a computer for hours and hours and hours and hours, but it wears on you. It does things to your brain. But not only that, I have the stress of trying to get a video done in time for the upload, for the deadline, because I don't want to disappoint my bosses. That's the last thing I want to do. A $5 donation from I Like Old Games, and they say, oh, there's a super chat.
I feel like the video even I don't feel like the video even justifies a response from Meat Man. I mean, unless it gets a bunch of views, it's probably not worth it. Thanks, Vincent O'Connor, for the gifted subs. I feel like unless it gets a bunch of views, it's probably not worth it, because it's just not worth spending the time on people like this, especially if not a ton of people really think that you're a person, but I wouldn't blame him for responding.
Okay, yeah, so they're freaking out at me, so I have the stress, like this compounded stress of them yelling at me and me not being able to edit the video.
Oh, you got yelled at.
And,
Oh, you poor thing.
pack
You've
on
been
to all
through
of that.
so
Like, again, I kind of
much.
snapped. I started arguing back. Like, I'm usually a very passive person. I don't like burning bridges. I'm very like, I understand this. And I kind of did. I did kind of respond like with a, I don't blame you guys, because from your perspective, it kind of seems this way. Because again, I'm passive. I don't really like confrontation that much. But they pressed the issue, so I kept going. There was like an argument back and forth between me and Nick, and it was just so weird how thin this line
Mango Sorbet says, hey girl, take some deep breaths and remember to hydrate. Yeah, they look like they need some water.
between like Nick was a guy I really enjoyed working with to like, holy crap, they have no empathy whatsoever, and suddenly I'm this super expendable person. And like for weeks they had been going down this path of like,
This is just what, like, no empathy whatsoever. You're an expendable person. You're always expendable in a business. Like, unless you want to make yourself not expendable by actually being a good editor who gets done on time, in which case you're not going to be expendable. You're going to be indispensable. But clearly you are expendable because you're just not getting the work done. You're not that great of an editor. These videos you're editing are not that intensive in terms of the actual work that you're doing. So once again, I just don't see why you're crying. Why are you crying? Why do you not have more money? Make more money.
you don't really matter.
Maybe you
Just
should have another job.
their behavior, they would sort of insinuate like how expendable I am and how isolated I am now and how no one wants to talk to me, and they wanted to pretend like I wasn't actually even part of the channel. Where at first it kind of like they were stoked to have me. I don't know why.
It turned out that you sucked is the answer. That's why. It turned out that you sucked to work with, and so they didn't want to work with you anymore.
Sudden shift. I don't think that any of the events leading up to it warranted this treatment. And I would call it pretty, in ways it was abusive.
Really? It was abusive? Do you know what that word means? What is it with the buzzwords? Is you gonna say gaslighting next? Abusive? Really? In ways it was abusive, dude. Your video is an assault, is an abuse to my eyes and my cranium.
Suddenly I'm this super expendable person. And like for weeks they had been going down this path of
It was
like,
abusive. In ways it was abusive.
sort of insinuate like how expendable I am and how isolated I am now and how no one wants to talk to me, and they wanted to pretend like I wasn't actually even part of the channel.
Yeah, you probably should never be hired for an editing job again.
I don't know why there was this sudden shift. I don't think that any of the events leading up to it warranted this treatment. And I would call it pretty, in ways it was abusive. They claimed my work ethic was not great. But when I told my fiance that, she said, she was furious because she said, you have stayed up like many nights. I have seen you edit for hours.
Oh, your fiance? So you're telling me that the person that loves you unconditionally and is going to be with you no matter what, and probably is just as crazy and insufferable as you are, thinks that you're in the right? Whoa. Guys, my girlfriend says I'm cool. Hey guys, I know you think that I effed up, but my girlfriend says that I'm always right. Why is that a vouch for your character? 50% sure she sells her feet pics. Thanks for the 5. I mean, maybe. You never know. Polar Cub says she's definitely solidifying herself as probably unhireable in the sphere now. I mean, yeah, obviously.
Hours you've had put in 12-hour days all week for videos, and they're trying to sit here and tell you that your work ethic is
You
not
said I'm not swag, but my girlfriend said I am swag. So who are we really going to trust? You or my girlfriend? This person's clogging up my ears. But they're bull.
And the more I had like time away from the situation, the more I'm like, dude, I was boned around towards the end. Like it became a miserable situation where I was starting to get super overworked and mega underpaid. And if you look at his channel statistics, at the time it was like 16 million views a month. I know he's probably around like 20 something now, but it's 16 million views a month. Times 4, so that would be 64. That channel's probably making around $80,000 to $100,000 a month. A month. I'm making like 3% of that from them. And I ask for help to repair.
He's the boss. That's how it works sometimes, bro. He's the boss, when you're running a business and you're an I'm sorry, listen, you're just an editor. That's all you are. That's why your YouTube channel apparently didn't work out, because you're just an editor. Without Meat Canyon, you never would have been paid in the first place. It's his personality, it's his face, it's his swag that draws in viewers. You just edit it. They could swap you out in a heartbeat, and they knew it, and they did. That's the sad reality. You're owned, okay? You're owned! Cry. Just cry. Get another job. Clearly you're not working enough. $850 for a 16-minute video? That's great pay. Imagine if you did that every day for 3 different channels. Whoa. This is not the full... There's definitely funny details being left out that we don't know about right now, which would be funny if they come out.
No, I ask for better pay so that I can afford to repair my computer and continue going. Nothing. You know, we're doing the best we can. We're trying to make sure it's all evenly balanced. Okay. I tried talking to one of the other editors and just being like, hey, like, what are you getting paid right now? Like, is anything sketchy happening? And he's like, I'm gonna ask for a raise here soon, but nothing sketchy is happening. You know, he's like super stoked to still be part of the team, and I'm like isolated. Okay. And then yeah, then this young 20-something-year-old comes in, and the videos aren't nearly up to like my level of quality, which I'm not trying to insult anybody for that. Like, if someone's still learning their editing skills and stuff, like, that's fine. But it just sucked. It just sucked. Like, that was my replacement, and then I never heard anything from Papa Me.
Apparently they liked you better.
So that was...
Apparently, no matter how good you are at editing brony videos, that wasn't enough to make deadlines, you know? Apparently it doesn't matter, so who cares?
It gets weirder because after I'm fired, they said, we're going to pay you for like a few videos that you were supposed to edit that you can't now, which was kind of a large sum of money up front. And all I could think of was hush money. Like,
there's no NDA. Why would it be hush money? They were very clear with you about the purpose, apparently. They probably felt bad that they were firing you, and they knew that you were a loser. Sorry. They knew you were in a tough financial spot, and they wanted to give you a little bit of money because you were planning on working for them, and then you got fired. So they're giving you a little bit of money until you can get another job. They gave you a severance package. What is wrong with you? How come even them giving you a large sum of money up front is turned into like somehow you're a victim?
They didn't even have me sign anything. They just gave it to me, and they're like, oh.
What do you mean they're like, oh? What do you mean by that? They didn't do anything wrong to you, so they wouldn't have been worried. They wouldn't have been worried about the fact that you were going to make a YouTube video about it, but apparently you wanted to anyway.
So essentially, after they fired me, I don't know. I literally don't know how to verbalize how like weird this is. But
if you thought it was hush money, did you take it or did you not take it? What happened?
After they fired me, they gave me the money that would have been used to repair my computer. They gave me enough money to have repaired my computer for videos I didn't even edit. It's just like hey, like, we fired you, okay, bye. I'm like, you could have paid me this. You could have just paid me in advance so that I could fix this computer. But they refused up until right after they fired me. And
I mean, the thing is, once again, they don't owe you that. Like, they just wanted you to get the work done in the first place. They didn't want to have to deal with all this bullshit. Once they realized that you were a liability and a drain on the business, they decided to just give you money at the end. They were really nice. They were actually very nice. You have something wrong in your brain that makes you think that someone giving you a large sum of money means that they were trying to shut you up.
And then they gave me that, and then that's like the last I heard. And I was so upset, dude. Like, I got like really, really depressed for a little while there, and I didn't really know, like, should I talk about this or what? I know I've spent like an hour now talking about it, so I apologize for my really long storytelling. It was a bit of a timeline, but and I'm also ADHD as hell.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Slumper, it's pretty much exactly what happened. They said, we're gonna pay you for videos that you can't edit now because you're fired. We're going our separate ways. So you can get through the holiday season. I don't get it, dude. It felt like hush money is what it felt like. And I'm like, well, nobody signed. I didn't sign an NDA, so I initially wasn't gonna talk or say anything about it because I'm like, well, maybe I was in the wrong. And then the more I look at it, the more I go back and reference these events, and I'm like looking through the chat logs. I'm like, dude, I got beat around. And I think the saddest part of it all too was like, I really, especially for my first interactions with Papa Me, like I really hoped that this was like, because like he's the kind of guy who just says whatever, and like he'll rag on just the YouTube game in general, and he makes fun of like the status quo, I guess, the general YouTuber MO. And I love that because I don't like YouTubers either. They're often very dumb and very terrible people. Sorry, I'm not saying that they're not brilliant YouTubers out there. Do not get me wrong. Like, there are people like Mike Pymations. That's someone who's so genuinely talented that it makes me envious. So I think that everything there is like obviously deserved. And I don't understand the people who just have to be fucking awful. And I thought, like, here's a situation where I'm finally interacting with these people who aren't awful, and then out of nowhere they start being awful, like specifically to me. So that's the story. For those of you who are sticking around for just the story, that's it. That's the bullshit I went through, and it made me very depressed for a while.
So to conclude, you're an alcoholic, you missed deadlines, you didn't communicate properly, you got roofied, which sucks, and I mean, I feel bad for you for that, but that wasn't by Papa Meat, that was just some random and you missed deadlines as a result, or a deadline as a result. You missed another deadline because your computer broke. You didn't communicate properly with them, and you got fired. And then when you got fired, despite the fact you were a shitty contractor, they gave you a bunch of money at the end to be nice to you. And you then somehow turned that into I'm a victim? Wow. You suck! You suck! You're nothing! I hope no one hires you ever again for anything related to YouTube, at least, because you suck. And they're probably not going to, because you decided to make this video exposing your former boss when he was very nice to you. Sorry you lost the job. Sorry you're The YouTube editor. It's not Papa Meat's fault.
I didn't know what to do, and now I have no money. So, yay.
Get a job. Sorry. You might have to get a job. You might have to get a job. You might have to get a job, dude. I'm sorry. You might. You might have to get a job to work. I'm sorry about that. That probably wraps up my reaction to this video. This did not need to exist. I was kind of hoping when I went into this that, okay, I wasn't hoping. I gave her the benefit of the doubt and thinking that there might be more to this than I initially thought, but we went from when they started talking about Papa Meat back here to all the way now. We watched 50 minutes of this trash, and well, turns out that you are a bad editor and you got fired justifiably, and then they give you money at the end. So how do you have no money? What about the severance? Yeah, that's a good question. Where'd that money go? Spend it all on Funkos, or was it on Hennessy? Damn, this person sucks. I'm not shocked they're fired. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. And be sure to become a member. For $5 a month, they get the members only podcasts and exclusive videos that only members get. Thanks so much for your support.
No friends